is our custom that whenever we want to start a program, we often start it by the recitation of Quran or by the name of Allah. So I would like to call Brother Ismail to start this program by the recitation of Quran. So brother, please. Thank you, brother. Today we are very lucky to have our guest, our teacher, Dr. Abdul Wasi Saab, Dean Faculty of Islamic Law, Al Jamia Islami Shantapura. On behalf of Al Jamia Urdu Unit, consider it a great honor and pleasure to welcome Dr. Abdul Wasi Saab in this program. I feel privileged to extend warm welcome to all of you presented here. As you know, today our program is consisted on a specific topic, that is Islamic studies, challenges and scope. So I don't want to prolong my speech because we have to listen from our guest and teacher. So without taking time, I would like to call, with due respect, Dr. Abdul Wasi Saab to put a light in this topic, Islamic studies, challenges and scope. Sir, please.
Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulil amin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. My dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you know, our topic is Islamic studies, challenges and scopes. We have to talk a lot, we have the history of Islamic studies and the contemporary situation of Islamic studies. It means that we have to start from the era of prophets and have to reach at this 20,000, 20K or 19K. So the root of Islamic studies, as you know, started from focus on Islamic texts, and the formal form of these studies was focused on Ahl Sufa. You know Ahl Sufa. It means that there were some companions. They never went home. They were only staying near the Prophet to get the knowledge. So actually this was the beginning of these studies. Actually when we talk about this title, I think you want to focus our official study of Islamic field. And the main problem is where from we take our knowledge. The ilm, which means knowledge, will be the same. You know, we have different kinds of mazhab, not fiqhi mazhab, like textual reading mazhabs. We have Salafi, we have Sunni, and we have Zahiri. So, you know, all these mazhab belongs to Quran and belongs to the same Sunnah. But how did they reach to different kinds of thoughts or to different kinds of opinions? It's very important. Today evening, one of my parents, our student's parents, called me and asked her about her daughter. She wants to send her daughter to any international university for degree, and she is asking me which university will be helpful. I told her, you should not send your daughter to any other international universities. Because you have to get something from here. And if you are not getting these things, what you should get from here, any university at world level will not help you. This is the matter. Because you know, as an Indian Islamic student, it's a specific title. Not an Islamic student. I am talking about an Indian Islamic student. It means that an Islamic student who lives in India, he will have some responsibilities, duties. And these responsibilities and duties are totally different from the duties of other Islamic students. So if you go to Qatar, or go to Kuwait, or Malaysia, or anywhere, or to Europe, the university will be great. And their history also, or past also will be great. But it will never help you, because you should have some ideas, some thoughts, some tools. These ideas only will help you to make a revolution in India. That's why I told her, that parent, you should not send. There are something you should learn from India. Especially like this, Islamic universities under Jamaat Islami. Because Jamaat Islami is the only one movement which has the concept or clear concept of revolution in India. So this is the fundamental thing. It means that a student, if he reaches any university, the level of universities will not help you. How you are receiving, or how you are accepting the knowledge. I can give you a simple example. You know, a lot of scholars are here. I mean, you are teachers. We have a lot of scholars, different kinds of deans, different kinds of, what we say, rectors like that. And these scholars are totally different, Even all of them are belonging to this same movement, Jamaat Islam. But they have different kinds of opinions. Why? These all teachers or scholars have got same knowledge from the same sources, I mean, for Quran and Sunnah. But why they are different? And if we compare between these scholars, I mean, Kerala scholars and North Indian scholars also, you will find the difference will be more and more. Why this? Because this is the problem of the madrasa. It means that school of thought. We have some kinds of differences between Shafi'i and Hanafi thought. And it's like that. Why? Because some scholars, they had taken their knowledge from Imam Shafi'i. And other kinds of groups of scholars, they have taken their knowledge from Hanbali or Hanafi like that. So, before you think about Islamic studies, this is the first point. Before you think about Islamic studies, you have to know from where you should take the knowledge. It's very important. So don't try to apply wherever you find or any university you like, because the knowledge will not help you and university will not help you. If you have base, it means that you graduated from here. or you graduated from any other universities like this. For PG or PhD, you can join anywhere. You know why? Because you already have studied or practiced how to accept, how to receive the knowledge. Degree level is very, very important because you are just learning to work in the field of knowledge. And if you sit down at this stage, it means that you will be far. Nor will be in the right path. That's why degree level is very, very important. You don't think about any universities out of India for your degree level. If you are going to study engineering or medical or anything, I don't care these things. This is only related to Islamic. Because according to engineering or any material thoughts like this kind of, then you can join anywhere because there is no differences between any universities in the methodology of teaching for medicine or engineering, etc., etc. You got it, right? So this is only related to Islamic studies. So in Islamic studies, these thoughts, all of these thoughts are developed according to the interpretation, istinbats or ijtihads. So if you do not know how to interpret Islamic text, it will make you trouble. That's why I am telling you the thought of school or schools of thought or madrasa is very important. So this is the first level of our study. It means that we should choose a school of thought which will help you to live in India. Here now we have some scholars. They are physically here in India, but their thoughts are not here. It means that some of them are living 40, 100 decades before, or 40 decades before, 40, 100 years before, like that. It means that they are taking some opinions from fiqh texts and trying to apply here. It means that they are not living here. So you should be here in India, not before the decades, but in 21st century. And you have to know about your situations, circumstances, to make a revelation. This is what Imam Abul Ala Maududi did. When he was trying to make a revelation, he was explaining the specification of this society. This society has this what Abul Ala Maududi did. So, if you want to live, we have two kinds of students in Islamic studies. One of them, they are like other students. They just want to get degrees and they just want to get masters. I am not talking about them. You got it? If you just want to get some degrees and masters like that, then this is not my concern. You are like a medical student or you are like an engineering student. You can study anywhere and get a degree and you work wherever you want. It's not like that. I am talking about the second group of students. It means that they are studying Islamic studies to become a scholar and to make a revolution or to make a change in the society. You got it? So we are talking about the second kinds of group. So that's why I told you have to be here in India. If you want to just get any certificate, you don't have to get know about your situations or like that. You just study and write your exam. That's enough. So this is how to make a scholar who will make some changes in his society. This is what we are talking about it. Then, according to this concept, we have to live here in India. And we have to study, analyze our problems, Indian Muslims' problems and Indian society's problems. Because Indian Muslim, they are living in India